everyone. So today's Few Minute Tech, I'm going to go over Box Brownie, which is one of the resources in our One Login dashboard. So when you click on Box Brownie, you'll see that it is for photography services. You're going to see that they cover both residential and commercial real estate. They even go beyond that. So obviously they have these other things here, renders, online retail, automotive, but also for real estate specifically. If you click on other, you'll see that they have some other things like portrait retouching. So if you have a friend or family take your portrait photo of you and the photo doesn't turn out fantastic, they can also update that photo to make it look more professional. And then there are other things here too, like copywriting. So you can have them do the copywriting for your listing. So what I'm going to do is take you through some of the options that they have and show you some of the example pictures. And then you'll also see the pricing as I go through, and then you can choose whether this is something that works for you. So for instance, for general image enhancement, you can see right off the bat, that is the primary thing that they start promoting because it is the most basic of their offerings and it's something that pretty much everyone needs. So if you want to go through and take photos of a home yourself with your smartphone or a nice camera that you have and you don't really know how to retouch them to make them look professional and have that extra little like bit of quality that makes them stand out from the crowd, then you can use this Box Brownie website to upload your photos and get them retouched in a way that really makes them show their best side. So as you'll see, if we go through, like you can see at the top here, it's got all of the options. So image enhancement, day to dusk, which is taking the background of the photo from a daytime sky to a dusk sky, which can kind of give it a little bit of added luxury to the photo. Virtual staging, which is taking an empty house and adding fake furniture into the photograph. Item removal, which is taking photos that have a bunch of items scattered throughout the home and removing those items from the photo. Floor plans, which is taking anything from sketches to rough floor plans and making them look more polished so that people can see the layout of the home or the property. Virtual renovation, which is taking any images of properties that are not in the best condition and showing what they could be with some renovation. 360 virtual tours, which is taking photos that have been taken of all sides of like rooms as you walk through and combining them into that 360 virtual tour where you can click through the home as if you're walking through it. And then renders, which would be taking anything from a sketch to something that's more detailed or more professional, like something made in Publisher, and making a mock-up that looks like a photograph out of it for something that doesn't even exist yet. And then there are these other things here as well, like aerial editing. So if you have an aerial photo taken with a drone or 360 virtual staging. So if you have that 360 virtual tour, like all of the photos throughout the home, but the home doesn't have furniture, you could get furniture added. And then again, portrait retouching, copywriting, and then they have other things here too. Like you can request something custom that's related to photography. So as I go through, you'll see if you click on any of these, you can scroll down and it'll show you like the list of pricing on the homepage. So you'll see image enhancement is, these are the starting prices. So as you go through each of the tabs, you'll notice that it breaks down what the cost is for each of these and what makes the cost increase. So image enhancement starts at $1.60. So if you're looking at like a typical post, a typical listing that has like 30 photos and you've taken those 30 photos of the home, then you're looking at probably around $45. It'll be a little bit above that for you to get all of the photos retouched. So $45 if you've taken all the photos yourself. Is a pretty good price if those photos end up looking really nice. So assuming that you can like take a decent photo with your camera, then that's a very good budget way of getting high quality photos up on your listing. And then virtual staging starting at 24, day to dusk, which this is what I was referring to here with the sky, how it's got a dusk sky instead of a daytime sky. So instead of it being like 5 a.m. in the morning, they've manipulated the photo so that you can see what it might look like at evening if it looks really nice, like if it's got this beautiful sky. Item removal. So the before image of this would have been with like maybe some plants or some stuff on the floor, maybe some like paint buckets or something, and they've removed that here. In the virtual staging, this would have been an empty room before they adjusted it. Floor plan redraw, so this is again the after. It could have been a sketch beforehand, or they may have even just described or provided photos of the home to kind of get an idea of what the floor plan is. Renders, so again, this is like the kind of quality of what you would get after providing a sketch. And the same is true for all of these. So as you'll see, like item removals, $4 to $8, depends on how many items you want removed. Floor plan redraws, depends on whether you want it to be 2D or 3D. Renders starting from 280, that's not a very common thing though. 360 image enhancement starting at $4, virtual staging $48, so on and so forth. The copywriting is $28. And then if we go back up, you'll see as we click through each of these, you can see examples of their work, the quality of it, what they can start with, and what they can make that into. So if you have a photo, like if you've gone through a home and you've taken a bunch of photos and you're not sure whether the photos are even usable, then this can be a great way for you to kind of see what they can start with and what they can make usable. Granted, it's always better if you start with a good photo. So if you can make it a photo that's like, you know, is going to have the ability to be made into a professional photo. But if it's something that really needs some work, then just rest assured that as we go through these, you'll see that they can do quite a lot with whatever they're given. So you'll see they have lightened up the foreground in this, and they can change the sky out to be a sky that's not just gray and gloomy. So they've made it a bright day and adjusted the saturation so that this home now looks gorgeous as opposed to the kind of drab original photo. And then as we go through, you'll see the same thing. They correct the skew of the photo. They correct the lighting so that it's more balanced. You can now see the interior of the home better. And I'll go through some more and you'll see some of the examples of what they can do. And like this one is a great example. Like you might take this photo and not be sure whether this left side of the image is recoverable because it's so dark. It's practically almost entirely black, but they were able to retain all of the information, like the levels within the photo, so you can see exactly what's going on in there after they've re-edited it. Okay, so that's image enhancement, taking the image and bringing it up to a decent quality. Then if we go to day to dusk, this is where they swap out the sky with a daytime sky, well, from a daytime sky to a dusk sky. So as I click through some of these, you'll see it kind of makes the image moody. And this is something you can also do as well. You can scroll through, they've got more photos than just the ones I'm showing right now. Virtual staging, they're taking these empty home photos and adding furniture. Item removal. Now this is a great one if you've got like a busy family who doesn't have the time to take out all of the stuff in their home because they're in between homes, like they're trying to sell theirs before they're moving into another, or they don't have the time to clean up quite everything, or they don't have the space to put it in a way that's hidden away. So with the item removal, as you can see in this first example, they've removed everything from on top of these shelves and on the counters so that everything is bare bones. And as we go through, you'll see like with this one, they have not removed everything. They've still shown it in a way that's like, here's what you can do to have a clean garage. And really the actual owners don't have a clean garage, but they've removed everything but the shelves and like what a nice, neat one would look like. And then in here, they've removed the cars in the front. So you can see what it looks like without those. Again, they've like taken out the things that are specific or a little sloppy to the current homeowners, the towels, the bath supplies, the things on the shelves, and they've shown what the home looks like as like a clean slate. Same here. As you go through the painting, which item removal can be great for anything that might be controversial. So if you see something that you're not sure whether everyone's going to be able to picture themselves in that home because of the things that are currently in there, then that's when you would want to use item removal. Then for floor plans, this is great for type A people like myself who like to be able to like take the floor plan of the property and then see how their furniture is going to fit into it. And typically, like, I'll do this whenever I'm moving into a new apartment, and I'll get the floor plan and I will like sketch out where my furniture can go over top of it, like using software of whatever kind that I have. So having a floor plan can be really nice for your property if you don't already. And as you can see, they can take anything from just like a hand-drawn sketch to something that's already been made professionally and just upping the ante. Okay, then virtual renovation. So you're going to see this is like the before, and this is a virtual renovation, so they can show you like here's a possibility of what someone could make the home into. So this is not necessarily something you would want to put into a listing. It very much is probably not something you would want to put into a listing because then you're going to give a false impression of what the home currently has, because this is a modified visual of what the property is. This is not what the property actually looks like. So this would be good for like if you have a buyer who's interested in a home and maybe you want to show them what it could look like with some touch-ups. Like maybe you have a buyer that's a hard sell and it's difficult to get them into a home because they are very nitpicky. Maybe you could try and show them what a home could become with the virtual renovations, or you might have some other situation that would work for, but the option exists here. Like with the pools, for instance, if somebody really wants a pool and all of the homes within their budget don't have a pool, you could use this to show what it would look like with a pool in their yard. And then the 360 virtual tours. So this is, I don't have an example of it, but like when you go through like Google Live, when you can walk through properties or down streets and stuff like that, that's what this is. And then I am going to skip through renders because that's not really within the scope. But then the portrait retouching, that's another one that may be something that you guys are interested in. So if you have a friend or family member take a new headshot for you, you can use the professional retouching through this website, and they can go through and they can update things. They can get rid of any blemishes, or they can tidy up anything. Like, I'm sure if you have something in the background of your photo that you don't really want there, like let's say with this one where it's off-white, they can touch it up so that the color accuracy is better, and make sure that your face is properly lit. And if like something like you had some stray hairs in your face or something like that, they would be able to blur that out. And then you can also go for copywriting. So then they talk about it in detail. I don't believe, oh, perfectly. So they do have some examples here, so you can look through to see how their copy sounds. So if it sounds good to you, which I'm sure it will because it's professionally done, then you can pursue that as well as an option. Okay, and then I know primarily we work in residential, but you'll also, if you click on commercial real estate up here, you'll be able to walk through all of the options that they're the same options as for residential, but it's tailored to commercial properties. So you'll see examples of commercial properties listed throughout here and what they can do for those as well. They also do have some entry offers. So if you go through, you'll see, I believe it's at the bottom. I'm not seeing it here. Here it is, free trial. Okay, so you can, if you're curious and you want to give it a shot, you receive 3 image enhancements for free and 1 day to dusk edit. So you can do 3 of these where they just make the photo better, and then you can do 1 where they take out the like 5 a.m. blue sky and change it out with, or even just like a gray drab sky. They will change that out with one of the moody dusk photos that's like pretty with the purples and pinks and stuff like that. So if nothing else, take advantage of that and be sure that, I mean, it's free photo editing, so. So that is it. I hope you guys have a nice weekend. Thank you. Bye.